Yay! You're back. Thanks for joining me. We are on chapter 29 already. Backstage horror show. That sounds frightening. Backstage horror show. I'm like, what's gonna happen? Hang on, guys. There. Backstage horror show, chapter 29. Oh, hang on. Here's my cat. Guess he wants to be in the video. His name is Tango. Want to say hi, Tango? Now he wants to get down. He just wanted to sit in my lap like 2 seconds ago. Oh, now he's camera shy. Goodness, such an odd specimen. Chapter 29. A Tango. He's right down here. There's his ear. There he is. Excuse me, guys, if there's going to be interruptions with him today. I rolled into the kitchen, which we sort of turned into a green room, the place where performers wait before going on stage. It's a good place to focus on getting ready to do my improv routine. It's also an excellent location for hiding from Stevie and Lars. My phone making noises. Oh, excuse me. Stop with the distractions. So he's hiding from Stevie and Lars. Or so I thought. What you doing back here, funny boy, snarls Lars, as he and Stevie stride into the kitchen. What a coincidence, says Stevie. This is where his Uncle Frankie stores all the dead meat. Dang. No, I say, actually, the meat goes into the walk-in refrigerator. Great, says Lars. That's where Coach says we should put you in deep freeze. Coach said that, I gasp. He's the school principal. Stevie and Lars just grin and grab my armrests. The freezer is this way, says Stevie. I sneak in here and steal frozen hot dogs all the time. Hey, I love me a meaty popsicle. Is that so, says a voice. I'm very glad to hear, Uncle Frankie. I thought that was some other giant rat. What are you boys doing back here? Nothing, grunts Lars. We just came to see the show, adds Stevie. It's a free country. Not tonight, says Uncle Frankie. This is a benefit show. Tickets start at $50. If you want to be this close to the talent, it'll cost you $500. He holds out his hand. We gotta go, says Stevie. Yeah, says Lars. I hear my mother's calling me. Is that what that is? I say, holding my hand to my ear. I thought it was a moose. Lars balls up his fist. Uncle Frankie steps forward. You don't want to keep your mommy waiting, he tells Lars. Stevie and Lars leave, but not without trying to get in the last word. This isn't over, Gimp. That's right, says Uncle Frankie. It's not over until you go on. Come on, kiddo. Thanks, I say, for everything. He gives me a smile, a wink, and a head rub. Right back at ya. Flora's so excited by the big turnout, she gave me a kiss on the cheek. Oh, so the librarian gave Uncle Frankie a smackaroo on the cheek because he's got a great turnout at the diner. Here's the picture of them bullying him back there behind the scenes. They're so mean. How'd they get back there? How do the bullies always manage to spend so much time pondering on ways to hurt people? Oh, because they don't have anything better to do. Some life. Let's mash them like potatoes. Let's cream them like corn. Let's stop making food similes. Like now. Right, really? One says, let's mash them like potatoes. The other says, let's cream them like corn. And he's like, let's stop making food similes. We head out just in time to catch the end of Gaffigan's set. He wraps up his foodie routine by saying, I wish every comedy club were a diner. That way, when I tell jokes about bacon, I could eat it at the same time. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Support the library. Help my pal Jamie Grimm help his school. And send me all your bacon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Jamie Grimm. Yay! Everyone's clapping. Yup, it's my turn. I freeze for a second. I can't remember any of my jokes. Then I remember. I'm not doing any jokes. I'm improvising, making stuff up on the fly. It sounds like such a good idea when Gilda suggested it. But that was back before I actually had to do it. What was I thinking? It's getting stage fright jitters. Vinegar is the British ketchup. How bad is your food when adding vinegar How bad is your food when adding vinegar improves it? Oh, I'll read it again. Vinegar is the British ketchup. How bad is your food when adding vinegar improves it? You know what? I use vinegar. You know what I use vinegar for? Cleaning windows. You know the best food? Bacon. Do you want to know how good bacon is? To improve other foods, they wrap it in bacon. You want to know how good bacon is? People use bacon to wrap it in other food to improve it. They do. Bacon wrapped soy burgers. Bacon wrapped bacon. Bacon wrapped pickles. Bacon wrapped cheeseburger. Chapter 30. Booking it. I roll into the spotlight. Jim Gaffigan hands me the mic. Have fun, he says. I'm going into the kitchen to make a bacon, lettuce, and bacon sandwich. Hold the lettuce. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Gaffigan, I say, reaching a hand in his direction. Everyone applauds. Yay! Then I ask for another round of applause for all the terrific comedians who volunteered their time to be here tonight to help us raise funds for the Long Beach Middle School Library. None of them are getting paid. We're not? Cracks Ben Baracco, the comic who calls himself the Italian Scallion. He always wears a tight white tee that shows off his bulging chest muscles and wiggles them every time he cracks a joke. How am I going to pay for this meatball sub? He jokes. That's on me, says Uncle Frankie. I know, I've seen your apron. Bada bing! The crowd cracks up. Everybody's having such a great time. The energy gets my comedy juices flowing. So I say, since this is a benefit for the library, I thought I'd book talk a few titles. Gilda pushes a library cart into my spotlight. It's loaded with books I haven't seen yet. Yup, I'm going to do this crazy trapeze act without a net. What do we have here? Ah, yes, Charlotte's Web. All about the terrible internet service in a city in North Carolina. Don't know why there's a pig on the cover. Bacon! Shouts Jim Gaffigan off stage. Another wave of laughter washes over me. I dive in. The bit works so well, I have to give Gilda a huge hug when I'm done. You were fantastic, she tells me. If I was, I say, it was all thanks to you. She grabs the microphone out of my lap. Hey, you guys, she says to the crowd. Major announcement. Starting next week, right after school, Jamie Grimm, this funny guy right here, will be in the library teaching the class on how to become a comedian. At the end of the course, in 2 weeks, the best comics in the class will put on a show, just like this one in the library. If you're interested, there's a sign of sheep over there. On the table, that table. See you on Monday in the library. All the kids in the crowd rush to the table. How many slots do we have for the students? I asked Gilda. As many as sign up. Maybe the whole school. Mrs. Smiley, who works at a bank, volunteered to handle all the money for the benefit. When she comes over and tells us how much we raised from tickets and all the silent auction items, Miss Denning nearly faints. Before I tell you how much they raised, I'm going to show you the picture. The tracking is off again. My mouth is moving different from the words, so just kind of ignore that and go with my voice. The lightning. Oh my gosh, look at his hair. Look at his wig, his ensemble. The lightning thief. All about a burglar with an extremely frizzy hair because he spends his life on golf courses stealing golf balls and getting struck by lightning. He waves his putter like a lightning rod. Ah, hence the hair. Oh my gosh, the lightning thief. To Kill a Mockingbird. The sad but true story of the world's worst bird vegetarian. Captain Underpants, the saga of the brave Revolutionary War hero who moved to the British at Valley Forge. Oh my gosh, really? His interpretations of the book's titles. That's enough to do everything we dreamed about doing. She gives me a hug. Uncle Frankie, he gets another kiss. Congrats, Jamie, says Jackie Hart, coming over to shake my hand. You done good, kiddo. Thanks, I tell her. But well, I had the best do-gooding teacher. I gesture towards Uncle Frankie, who's busy making Google eyes at Miss Denning. So, Flora, I hear him say, guess this means you'll be sticking around a little longer, hey? I sure hope so, Francis. I'm feeling pretty great. And then Coach Ball comes over to rain on my parade. Nice crowd, he says, his face scrunched up like he has more gas than Voldemort tooting guzzling British vinegar. Too bad this doesn't count. The crowd the school board is interested in has to be in the library, Grim, not at a diner listening to smart aleck celebrities crack jokes. We'll see how many kids are using Mrs. Denning's book boneyard at the end of the month. Never forget, Grim, it's my school. I make all the rules. Bullies always have to say the last final say-so. Because they don't have anything better to do. Chapter 31, First Class Treatment? Monday morning at the middle school, almost the entire student body signs up for my first How to Do Stand-Up class. Yes! Everybody has so much fun watching the show that they want to be in the next show. Gilda and Miss Denning are taking names at a table they've set up in the hallway outside the library. Join us right after school, announces Gilda during the shuffle between the first and second periods. A special library-only class taught by the planet's funniest kid comic and star of the hit TV series, Jamie Funny, Jamie Grimm himself. This is going to be so awesome, I hear one kid say as she writes her name on Mrs. Denning's yellow legal pad. I want my own TV show too, says another. I was born to be funny, says a third, and make money from it. Sign on up, says Gilda in a full Carnival Barker mode. Learn how to do stand-up. Maybe I should take this class, I joked to Gilda. I'd love to learn how to stand up again. Oh, boy. She laughs it off, but I'm sweating bullets. That's what I always do when the pressure is on, which is constantly. Constantly. For me, life is one giant pressure cooker with the lid clogged down tight. I perspire my way through the rest of the day. I feel sorry for everybody who has to sit behind me. I would also like to publicly apologize to Gus the janitor because he's sweating so much. Look how hard he's sweating. He's worried all the time. Kid's got a lot of pressure. He's a celebrity and he's funny. Now he's got to save the school library plus teach a class. This is happening to him and for real. You promised this, kid. Sweat right, kid. Promise. How do you sweat right? now that's now he's got more pressure to sweat right. How do you sweat right? Oh my gosh. The final bell rings at 2:40. Ring! I'm in the library by 2:48. I might have made it there sooner, but I had to fight my way through the mob of kids heading towards the library to take my class. It's standing room only. About a dozen kids are out in the hallway because the vice principal, Miss Bumgarden, says we reached the fire marshal's safe occupant limit. Well done, she says, looking around to make sure Coach Ball isn't lurking into the shadows. Well, if we need more room, I could wait out in the hall too, I suggest. Miss Bumgarden grins. Miss Denning laughs. They both think I'm joking. I'm not. I'm panicking. Too bad the school board isn't here today, says Miss Denning. We'd save the library for sure. Save the library, I tell myself. For the school, for the other kids, for Uncle Frankie, for love. This is it. I've got to do this thing. I'm on. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jamie Grimm. Rhymes with Fisquim. Everybody chuckles. So I keep going. Even though my voice is sort of shaky, it also rhymes with him. And him. You know, the one that's a song, not a person. Amazing Grace. Oh, okay. No one's laughing anymore. Now they're just sort of staring. Bewilderment, I think they call it. Meanwhile, I'm hearing crickets. The biology lab is right across the corridor, and we're doing a unit on tracking cricket population growth. It's much more interesting than my class. Thanks for coming here to the library, which is where we are right now. But you probably knew that since you came to the library to take this class. So I'm really excited to be here in the library to talk to you all about the art of comedy in the library. Then my mind goes blank. It's as blank as something with nothing on it. Yes, my mind is so blank I can't even make a metaphor anymore. I tried to remember some of that research I did about the art of comedy. A wise person once said that comedy equals tragedy plus time. What is this, Jamie? Hollers Vincent O'Neill. Who, of course, has a front row seat? Math class. He gets a laugh. I get a little wetter under my armpits. Ha ha, I say. Very funny, Vincent. Yes, success as a stand-up comic is a goal desired by many and achieved by few. And yet with the proper combination of determination, research, and practice, you too can fulfill your dreams. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned dreams. Maybe I should have talked and gestured like I'm a stiff in late night TV commercial for the Acme truck driving school. I'm so boring. People are starting to nod off. My after-school class is turning into pre-K nap time. Oh no, he's got to save his class. They're getting sleepy. Look it. They're nodding off. What's happening? He can't get their attention. I'm chairman of the board. I heard more interesting mannequins. Wow, where'd Jamie Grimm hide? Jamie Grimm. That's what they're saying. He's not funny. They're like, yawn, bored. This is serious, guys. Some of the best comedy ever created deals with painful subjects. I say, my voice squeaking. A comedian named David Steinberg once said something like, if you don't have problems, you're going to be a lousy comedian. That's true. In other words, you have to suffer to be funny. Well, I'm definitely suffering right now, cries Vincent. So am I. I'm not funny. The worst thing in the world. Boring? Chapter 32, Chicken for Lunch. Chicken fried rice. Peace, peace, peace. Nice, nice, nice. Pieces, Better than chicken fried rice. Invader Zim. Hey, excuse me. Tuesday, I make the smartest moves of my entire teaching career. I postpone my class. Dude, he postponed the class. Principal, I mean Coach Bob wants a big tournament in the gym after school for his. Yeah. Coach Bob wants a big turnout in the gym after school for his first wrestling team exhibition match. I explained to the gang over lunch in the cafeteria. I think it's very important that we all be there to show our school spirit and, fighting principle and fighting mental pride. Bark, says Gainer, tucking his thumbs under his pits and flapping his elbows like a turkey or chicken. Are you implying that Jamie is chicken, says Pierce? That he is afraid to face his after-hours pupils again after following yesterday's fiasco? No, corrects Gilda. Gainer's just doing his imitation of our delicious cafeteria food. Hey, Jamie, remember when we used to do jokes about our oh-so-tasty lunches? She jiggles her plate. Her rubbery chicken nuggets bounced around and danced. No, not really. I do. You sure you don't want to teach my comedy class for me? I asked her. You do better than I did me yesterday. You had one bad afternoon, Gilda replies with a shrug. It happens. But I'll tell you what I will do. What? Go with you to the wrestling dealio this afternoon. It's a date, I say. Oh, Gaynor and Pierce, a date. Gilda is beaming. Me? I'm wishing I used a different word. I'm also sweating again, profusely. Poor Gus. He's going to need to mop up the cafeteria floor too. So instead of going to teach his second comedy class after hours, he's going to the wrestling match with her. They're going on a date. Here's the picture. Going on a date. Hey folks, I'm Jamie Graham. You ever wonder what part of a chicken is the nugget? You ever see a chicken limping around saying, "Darn, I sprang my nuggets"? Darn, I sprang my nuggets. And what about those buffalo wings? Shouldn't those things be humongous? If they chopped them off a flying buffalo? I know, right? Oh, can I have the literal large order of buffalo wings? To go. Chapter 33. I want to hold your hand. Oh, I want to hold your hands. After school, Gilda and I head to the gym together. Since it's a date, I'm wondering if I should hold her hand. Too bad I can't. I need both my hands to pump my wheels. Otherwise, our whole day will be just me turning around in a circle. We take our usual floor seats. There's a big wrestling mat done up in our school colors occupying half the gym floor. Coach Ball is in the center with his microphone standing on a big picture of our school mascot, the minnow. Except it's a new version I haven't seen before. Now it's a very angry fish. Oh. Next to it is a big ad for meathead protein shakes. Whatever those are. On the other side of the thick foam mat, I see Stevie and Lars decked out in snarly minnow wrestling gear. On the other side are two kids about half their size from Valley Stream Middle School. Thank you all for coming out this afternoon to support our newest team, says Coach Balls. Our heavyweights are made even heavier by meathead protein shakes. Prepare to be amazed. Oh, this moron and those nasty protein shakes. Here's the coach/principal. And the guys preparing to wrestle. Prepare to behold greatness, minnows! I'm going to give you a power shake, rattle, and roll! Oh boy. How can a principal be a wrestling teacher too? I mean, it's possible, but he's a jerk. That's why it's bad. Their principal's totally mean. Well, I certainly am. The whole exhibition lasts about 3 minutes. Lars pins his guy in 15 seconds. The crowd in the bleacher goes wild. The cheerleaders break into a very special chair they must have just made up. Lars, clap, clap. He's ours, clap, clap. He's so large, clap, clap. Looks like a barge, clap, clap. Oh, that's pitiful. I am triumphant, declares Lars as he struts around the ring, both fists raised high above his head. I am invincible! Stevie Lars takes a little longer to defeat his opponent, but he puts on more of a show. He uses some of his schoolyard bully techniques to give the kid from Valley Stream a wrestling uniform wedgie before doing the old behind the ankle trip to lay him out flat on his back. Then Stevie just sits on the poor guy's chest while the ref does the 2 count for the pin. There you have it, booms Coach Balls, his microphone. An early glimpse of what promises to be the first of many championship seasons for the Long Beach Middle School wrestling team. He turns to me and Gilda. Just think how much more awesome this school will be if they had a real sweat room to work out in. Then he does that double fingers to his eyes, to me, to his eyes bit again. He wants our library, and he wants it bad. I'm going to read another chapter. I have a little time. Chapter 34, round 2. Ding, ding. Realizing that Coach Ball is gunning for the library and that time is not exactly on our side, I come back to school on Wednesday with a renewed sense of purpose. Yes! I also renew a book in the library, good segue, because I didn't get a chance to finish it. I was too busy worrying about flopping and watching Stevie sit on people to read much more than the table of contents. But on the way home from the wrestling match, Gilda gives me a good talking to. You need to snap out of your funk, Jamie, she says. We're all counting on you. We have 8 school days left to pack the library. Or we'll both be helping Miss Denny pack up all the books. Now they're down to 8 days. Now they're down to 8 days to save the library. Man, last time we read it was 3 weeks, then 2 weeks, now 8 days. Excuse me. And so at 2:40, when the final bell rings, I grit my teeth and roll back to the library, ready to rock the school for laughs. What's the cat doing? Just a minute. Tang? Tang? Okay. And so at 2:40, when the final bell rings, I grit my teeth and roll back to the library, ready to rock the school of laughs. Unbelievably, about 90% of my students are back for round 2. They must really want to be comics. Either that or they really enjoy watching me crash and burn. Hi guys, I say, it's great to be back and see so many of you back too. I promise you a great class today, because during study hall, I whipped up an awesome lesson plan. Yes! They applauded. Yeah! I reached for my backpack, which should be hanging on the back of my chair, but it isn't. Because I left it in my locker. Oh no! He's crashing and burning. He left his backpack in his locker. I have something in common with my students. None of us knows what I'm going to say next. I have something in common with my students. Neither of them know what they're going to say next. Dude, he's not doing too hot. You loser! For the first time in my life, I'm actually happy to see Stevie Cosgrove nearly knock a door off its hinges as he bursts it open and stomp into the library. Lars Jonasson isn't with him, but Stevie brought his regular 2 minions, Zitz and Useless. All 3 of them are chugging those meathead protein shakes and belching. They're a nice distraction from how unprepared I am to teach this class. Stevie plops down into a chair. I heard your class stinks worse than your breath, cornball. Thought I'd drop by to watch you die. Oh no. Dying is what comics call it when their jokes bomb and nobody in the audience is laughing. Tango, what are you doing? Hang on, guys. I know this is live, but I gotta see what my cat is getting into. Hey, sorry, just a sec. Tang, what are you doing? I'm making a video and you're like, what are you messing with under there? Come sit by me. Come sit by me. There you are. He just ran under the chair. Well, let's see here. Oops. I'm back. Sorry about that. Tang? Let's see. Where am I? Lost my place. Oh yeah, dying is what the comics call it when their jokes bomb and nobody in the audience is laughing. I turned this disruption into a teachable moment. Stevie here is what we comedians call a heckler. That's a person in the audience who think he's funnier than the person on the stage. If you're going to be a stand-up comic, you need to be armed with snappy replies for any heckling situation. For instance, I could say to my heckler, "Hey, I bet your brain feels good as new seeing how you've never used it." Ooh. What the cat is doing, he's like clawing at something under the bed. But I don't know what he's clawing under. It might be a little bug or something. Or a shoelace. This is going to be the last chapter because I gotta see what he's doing. Pets today. A few brave students laugh. Stevie fakes a big yawn. Fakes a great big yawn. I heard you're the most boring teacher in the world, he says. Now I know it's true. You're better than a sleeping pill. You can also attempt to out-heckle the heckler, I explained to the class. I cleared my throat and addressed Steve directly. Oh, having trouble sleeping? What's the matter? I switched it to a funny goo-goo baby voice. Did mommy forget to pack your blankie, binky, and baby bottle in your itty-bitty lunchbox today? That earns me a little snicker, so I keep going. Can someone show Stevie where the library keeps the coloring books and crayons? Stevie stands up. No one is laughing anymore. In fact, the way he's glaring at the crowd, he's daring them even to think about laughing again. Everyone looks terrified. He's using intimidation. Not exactly the reaction I was hoping for in my comedy class. Okay, I'll stop here and we'll pick back up on chapter 35. Again, sorry about the distraction. That's life. That's pets. I gotta go stop it. Stop the vid. I actually could have kept going, but I need to see what the cat is doing. What's disturbing him under that bed? I think it's a fly or something, but see you next vid.